Give thanks and praise. Give thanks and praise. The African-American paradox. Give thanks. Information share. Give thanks and praise. So for my common people, my basic people, because we kind of slowly move away from the base level, step into the basic area. So for my basic people, specifically on this island or in this region, what I'm now called West Indies, Caribbean, so-called, we are sharing information, say African and American is two separate and distinct words where them put together, which we say create a paradox called a separate and distinct. Now we are look at the first use, 18th century. The sign of the 1800 yesterday. Before that, there was no such word or term being used. This is why we are bringing the etymological definition. So for my people here on the island, my bright people, cause my sister, we are step it up. Information share. It has African American. They are isolated instances from the late 18th and early 19th century. But the modern use is a re-invention first attested in 1969 in reference to the African-American Teachers Association. That is a specific organization, my people, which became the preferred term in some circles for U.S. Black. And that is in quotation, meaning for the presumed slave, for the United States citizens and its instrumentality. So if it's used as a noun or an adjective by the late 1980s, it's, the preferred term here in the Americas. And you can see African, which is one word, plus American, which is a next word. So we can continue. Now again, correct English grammar. We say where African is now noun. You see that end there, and where you say African American is not a noun, it's an adjective, which is, we would say, a descriptive term. So when people claim to be African American, then it's just a description. You know what I mean? There is no substance there. But when you say you're African, now you're talking in a more substantive term, because you talk about a specific, say, people group, which is separate from any other. Here we say Old English Africans, plural, native or inhabitant of Africa, not America, of Africa, from Latin Africanus, adjective, descriptive term, Africanus, of Africa, African, from Africa, see, Africa, use of white residents of Africa from 1815, again, just 1800s. Use of black residents in the US from 18th century again. So you say, look at the term being used, black residents, white residents. When you say white residents, you know them are foreign to the location. When you say black residents, you know they are foreign to the location. When it specifically meant one brought from Africa and sometime was contrast to native-born Negro. So you see, when them say use of black resident of the US, which is the corporation from 18th century, when it is specifically meant one brought from Africa. So, our people have to try, separate the mess, the garbage. Yeah, man, we have to reach a point to start look at the information and separate the truth from the fiction. So we see where Africanus are known, I deal with the people them over there, but them are kind of, contrast it to native born Negroes because you have dark skin, them are classified as African. Now let's continue. Now we have 18, I think 29 Webster Dictionary will break this down even more, but here it is, American. And first use 1570s, first time. Remember, Spanish came here in 1492, 1494. So by the very same 1570s, who is an American? Originally, one of the aboriginal peoples discovered in the Western Hemisphere. This is not Africa. And when them say aboriginal, listen, it doesn't say indigenous, because the indigenous is also one of those new created terms where it, some hybrid people and people that was non-existent for a period of time. Then when the miscegenation and the mixing, then we have all different kind of, say, species derive from that intercourse. So they might have to have a place for them, so them term them indigenous. So if you come in a location and inhabit or exist within that location for 300 years, then you can be indigenous to that location. You're not necessarily original or autochthonous to that location. And then you have the basic difference for our basic people. The scholars out there already have this information. So, Again, I can't excuse this kind of breakdown for our people. When I run past the basic steps and the simplicity of it all, for go run up in a guru complexity. We're good. Our brain work just fine. So here we have American as a noun in the 1570s first use, originally applied to I as what them would call, because them have the Latin flavor to them things. So them might say aboriginal. One of the aboriginal groups, one of the aboriginal people. So you will have we round here, so, and you have other islands, them are the same, us is a group with that. And there's another set of, it means some pink people and some white people in here, and so, it never mean that. Right, I say now apply to Native American. What is that? Native American is another organization, just like the American Teachers Association. That is an organization. Native American organization is a creation that was created in the 1900s. We share them information there. We're going to bring them back forward. So this is how them usurp your place. And then them have the American Union. We have for them own definition, which is the Pan-African Party. So these are the culprits. These are the pawns for the secret power or the secret force or that hidden hand. That's why I said the American Union, the African Union over there is the new pawn, because them have a lot of Moorish people where perpetuate this African diaspora. And it's all fallacy, because the Africans is right where they've always been. And if there is any African who migrate here, these people know themselves. And you won't be able to call those people, hey, you are American. No, you will have to call them African. And if they are from Africa and they come and politically naturalized to be American politically, then they can claim African American, because their origin is Africa and politically their affiliation is American. So politically, and this is the subtle trickery out there, basic people. So when we hear some of our local people on the media, you know those ones, you know, and them talk all kind of mess. We have to have a voice for say some correction here, because me hear the brethren, the Maroon Emperor, L.A. Lewis. I say him is maroon and him color is maroon, and him a try define himself or define maroon as a color when originally the maroon come from what is known as cimarron, which is the Spanish term for their escaped slave. So because you find your sissy wanna endorse and put out there is just that. They're walking out the closet in front of you guys. So now I try distant on myself and I say, hey, no, we give thanks for the information where you guys share out there. You know what I mean? Because at least it validates a lot of where, you know, others have been saying. So don't trust these people. Don't trust these so-called puppet leaders. We can't trust them. Where them come from? The university? What's in there? Rex Nettiford and his ideology? That's why I'm not take talk from these people. I'm telling already, no cultural leader will make Rex Nettiford teach him how to dance and them thing there. Can come now, you know, them old age. I call on some big old sissy. I've been undercover for a very long time now because the earth is how it is. When a jig is up, yeah, people now I got choose for, associate with phone kind because I'm not gonna keep secret for them. When I hear the emperor or the maroon come forward, I would expect a whole bunch of other people to back him up. Because I know LA Lewis, them man, they do them thing long time. Long, long time. And even him me have to ask, then if you could have say the Steve Curry, because I remember in them Falcon Quest time that when you name Steve, it kind of get tricky, But that little sissy Curry, that little the maroon chief Curry, me I say how long you know, because I must know so from the man they come out of university in a finance and all of these things. And them now, have no children, and them now like women, and only not suspect nothing. And I like them man, they are all no order where them say, yo, me a whole a sabbatical, me a whole a order. Me a separate from everything. Me no touch no flesh for this time or that time, and man hold them order. It's not like that. These guys are openly flying gay out there. And this man bring a gay delegation of African. Because some of these people, they are not what we think they are. You understand? I say test all of these spirits and make them prove themselves. And people afraid for burn these ungodly people. God, now we can tell you, there is the synagogue of Satan. But people think that's the pale man. No. Looking at your entertainment industry and look at the conduct and behavior of the so-called people of those kind of industry and tell me, say, it's godly. Let's present it and show it. Where is it godly? None of it. And we have our people flocking. So if we choose to ignore truth, then we're not even worry when, the very truth does ignore us. Because if people now want to read with comprehension, this is etymology we try share. And it will show you African-American, which I call a, paradox. No different from a sovereign citizen. So this is what Babylon and the Babylonians do. So if you not choose to apply yourself and I'll wait upon them to teach you, how can you allow your adversary or people that is in enmity with you teach you, school you, educate you? How? To what end? Look around us. This is why these people don't necessarily impress me until them demonstrates that their spirit is of good. At the only time I'm impressed. And them now play the dumb role. Them are show say we apply ourselves so we really, can think freely. Them kind of people impress me. We're not gonna be racist, but we are gonna always stand up for righteousness or what them call justice. This is us. Not the political side of it with some blogger talk about them at Justice League and we don't even know. We don't know. What kind of, you know what I mean? Uno is just out there for make another, buck like everybody else. And the very few that's there we are bring certain information, we can really appreciate those. But a lot of the political vlogger them is just that. And YouTuber pay them handsomely. Because distraction sell. Nonsense sell. Yeah, man, but the beauty about this time, information is always there and truth is always there. You just have to can resonate with it to identify it. Babylonians always like when our people lack knowledge. Them love it when we're dumb or when we, you know, promote ourselves as being dunce. They love that. Because them know say boy psychologically it will have an effect on even we young. But if we ever promote how, articulate we are, how eloquent we are, then psychologically it will have the very same effect on our young. So Babylon know what them do. It's just my people get caught up. And just now, I see the jig, I see the scam, and I see the buffoonery that is out there. Tell you already it's our business, but we just need to know what is our business and mind our business and use truth as our compass. Yeah, man. Ask a lot of these people, what's your point of origin? We're not talking about your political association, being citizen of a corporate construct. We are talking where you come from, what part of the earth you derive from. What's your point of origin? So we have to be specific. Yeah, man. So the ones them can go through these things for themselves, Rasta. It's no big, scholarly this or that. It's basic. And next thing we can touch at. You have a lot of people who touch base with me because somebody might tell them about me and whatever and all these things. Listen, we just share information. When people are curious, that's why look on the tapes before they even call me. You understand? Because people will link me and I talk about one thing when, them agenda is something else. I'm not really impressed when people come crossways, put it that way. Me already say a lot of people out there start out as Moors. Them have the Moorish information. Them have Moorish documents. Them have everything where them do come from a Moorish. And the Moorish is African. It's not here. So them things gonna work. Me have people will link me and say them a chief and them are all of these things. And when me I talk to the ones, because you link me and you try get to me for your time. And when me do what talk, you tell me say boy you're chief and you ask me some question but pointed me and say you can't approach me that way, brethren. Who are you? What you deal with, Are you the king in a your place or the chief in a your place? Or whatever it is. And brethren say, yeah, and and me I ask, me I say, so how long? And it must say it. And I say, why your knowledge base? Why the foundation? Because me know. 2012 you weren't saying this, you weren't even allowed to do this on your island. You know what I mean? And wordplay till you get to the point where you say, yeah, you're coming from that Moorish, arena. And then we can respect that and move from there. So I say all of that for say this. I look upon a lot of information, including the Moorish information, but I've never declared myself a Moor or choose to be only because I look at the information and determine a very long time ago say it now apply to us. You understand? And when you tell me say you have your seal, I know it come from a Moor, because when I look at it, people demonstrate these things, it's a closed seal, and no one don't have the information. And because I don't have the information, and run with what I have. And when I hear on an Indian, when I go ascertain certain other information, I just remove the Moorish name and just add Indian or whatever, tribal, whatever I want to come with, but it's still the Moorish concept. And me I say, if you're not correct that, then I'm still off, but I don't need to tell a man how or what. And when I share information, it's like me I talk to the brethren are ones. And what everything me I share, oh, me know it already. Oh, yeah, man, me know already. Oh, so me just stop talk. Because if everything me I share, you already know. Me no need for say nothing else. Because what you are telling me know say, yeah, your Moorish document no work. You're coming from a Moorish perspective, it no work because you're foreign here. You're not original here. No more started here. And this are the great deception. And this is what bring the great controversy. Because the people them of Africa know themselves, but for some reason they don't mind entertaining the confusion. You understand? Telling the American people who are dark skinned here, copper color here, that they have African descent or African heritage. My ancestry doesn't depict that. This is why I am against it. And now we can look and see the maroon on the island, these twisted maroon leadership, and now them spoil the maroon community. Because if the leader up there are going with those gay activity and then a videotape people allegedly blackmailing them so them can't talk the truth, then it is a catastrophe up there. And I hear L.A. Lewis say these things. The tape is there. I share those tapes. The Emperor of the Maroons, which now not this brother here, cause this brother have him own style and I do him own thing. One time him was related to the Queen were dead, and when him figure out what go on, him nobody related to the Queen. Now him related to Noble Drew Ali. So I go share some information and make you know say even Noble Drew Ali never have enough information. Because if I'm going to tell the Americans that they are for claim Moorish nationality, there was some hidden hand behind all of that activity. And we now can prove. Say you have a international, you'd say money lending cabal out there. You understand? And they are of the synagogue of Satan. That's why I'm share and trying to say when you look at money, the origin, it's a goddess. So people say, oh, me love money. Oh, me a work. Yes, you're worshiping that fallen goddess. You get me? You worship, a Luciferian energy. Put it that way. Because you know have the knowledge, and my people suffer because them lack knowledge. Them truly, naturally choose to reject knowledge. You understand? Because it's not exciting enough for them. How can you be an African and an American if you're born over there? If your daddy and your mommy is from over there, it's no different from being a Russian Jamaican. Because you come from Russia, you can only be a Jamaican politically. Because Jamaica is a political construct. You understand? When the Europeans came to London over there in Britain and create them council, them organization, they move from Britain and come here in this hemisphere and create another council. When they came to America, it was called America. Then they create their corporation called the United States of America. And from the United States of America, they have the United States Incorporated. And that's what them documents say. So my people have to just try go easy and not get carried away with this lunacy out there. Because remember, it's a theater. It's a stage out there. And this is why you see so much craziness go on. When me hear the brethren I say him a maroon and him skin color, me I say correct that. Better you claim to be copper color. There's many variations of copper, but there's no pale copper. You know what I mean? So these are the distinctions. You can't just come and create your own definition because we can't find it. When you talk about maroon, you talk break down to something else. You know what I mean? And we're not dark red. And you can't say we even red. Silly. But you may know say sometimes when it's still a part of the same construct because again, you know, the very same satanic force, it will put money in both sides, fund the both sides. So he will give the sister them in the maroon town weaponry and money. You understand? And then he will fund the next side, we have to go up against the sissy. So it really going on. There is always a hidden hand, people. This is why I said so much of the people them will sell out, flaunt them wealth. Because them know them sell out. Them know Babylon have all kind of hidden secret tapes with them, especially some of these, you know, entertainers. That's why entertainer can't talk to a man like me. I'm going to me have my own knowledge. Keep that. When I look to no entertainer in no capacity for absolutely nothing at all more than entertain me. Sing a song that me can dance and feel good, or do your entertainment and make me can choose to entertain myself. That's it. The entertainer can't come up them mouth and attack this kind of talk. I'm even. No, what me do is say yes, you learn. You learn because you not start that way. And the moment you have a foreign contract, then you know what I mean, would have to see that. Because usually our people just sign contract that is presented to them. I've never heard of any one of these entertainers creating their own contract and put it out there for make some boy have to come either work with it or negotiate with it or leave it. I'm not hear of that. We're not bright enough. Them have to get attorney. And where the attorney allegiance is to the very same foreign construct. So even when you get your attorney, ask yourself this question. Who your attorney's allegiance is? You can even ask the attorney. You know what I mean? Or that's even, so where on that poll is it first? Is your allegiance to me first, second, third, or fourth down the line? Express it to me. You can ask the attorney these things. Salute Darian Cleary. Salute my king. The attorney will express these things to you. So a man like me, I'm not gonna ever need the use of an attorney outside of me have somebody private who might know some process. I'm pay them for some kind of advice. But for me, I gotta enter any jurisdiction like court. Yeah, a man such as I not have no use for an attorney. Because I not have no property where I turn over to no foreign state. You understand? I always present myself. Because we don't have no issue. We don't have them problem there. And that's my people have to reach. Find the truth. The truth is that when them say Antillian, we that. You understand? Greater Antilles, lesser Antilles, we that. Them come with Caribbean, are still us. I'm going to show them I try, inject themselves, graft themselves into our thing. Them come with indigenous, all of these things. But watch, we as a people remain the same. You get me? What them do is confuse some of our minds. And what them do is pollute and corrupt some of our brightest people. Spoil them. Spoil them. Turn them into some he, she. And you always hear me talk about The sister them out there. You understand? But we choose for us, stay in our lane, stay in our jurisdiction. You know what I mean? We never can get involved and I said this or said that. All we can do is shine light and information and say the truth there. And me I say it. Don't even watch my style or my pattern. Now watch that. Watch the information. Challenge the information. You get me? What is an African? What is an American? And put those two together and ask yourself, what is an African American? Because you got of Africa plus America. So a man like me, I'm African free. Me not have no African ancestry, nor lineage, nor heritage. Me not have it. What? Did I commit some atrocity or some sin? No. Me I talk truth. Because the African man where they over there, no, him not affiliate with I. And we have documents that show when them take people from here to place in Africa and create them own state. We have all of them information there. So we can't allow ourselves to be deceived continually or perpetually. Them think they are free will choice. When I say the Maroons were upon this location, now have to check on yourself. Because the atmosphere, when I say them a generate, them would want to create some kind of civil war. Well, that wouldn't be civil war, it would be tribal war here. And try destabilize the place and wreck the place. That way them can brutalize everybody. You know, for this or that anymore. Them just said some kind of martial law, and from them not like your speech or your narrative or your conduct, you get brutalized. And I always say this is a setup. That's why I'm not no war out here. I'm neutral. I'm non-adverse, non-belligerent, non-combative out here. What we do is preserve the right to exist, to be. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, we preserve these things. We protect these things. And if we have to defend these things, then, naturally. But we are neutral here. We are non-adverse here. We are non-combative here. And we are non-belligerent here. May I share some paperwork with my first lady. Yeah, man, my beautiful wife, And she read one of the documents where the police them pull me over them court records, because me keep records. And it was just interesting when she actually, more time I talk, people not really believe. And me I say, here it is. My lady very familiar with one of the officers. That's what I get for discover, Yeah, man, I know when my buck this brethren here, it go and be interesting. I tell you people, it's a messy small world, people. It's a small world. And our island, whether we like it or not, outside of the foreign, that's a message nation. We are all connected, brethren, on this island. Yeah, man. And sometimes we're not connected by blood, but we're connected through, you'd call it relation. The one they married, the one day, and the one they are best friend with the one day, and the family raised this one. Literally raised this one. So it is a, blood but you become part of the family. And this is what we have experienced here. This is why the tribalism we have on the island, where people are use excuse and talk about them broke. Them want money. So them are brutalize each other for money. here. And I like, you get the money, you know, and you can just go somewhere, go spend the money and live well. It won't happen, not in this time. Because when you, if you take any kind of money from any banking kind of system, or them little money where come from the bank, usually them thing they documented, them thing they recorded, the serial number, the batch number, all of them thing they recorded. So even if you have the money, yes, sir, you take it, yes, sir, in a Kingston, and you're there way over Westmoreland and spend it. It's just a matter of time because you're going to a location where there is camera. And from them can say, yo, where you get the money from? Them start follow you. It's just that because of the corruption, people don't have time for the most of that. But all of these things are traceable. The money is only negotiable instrument, so it has to have all kind of identification mark to it. So when you rob the money and say, yeah, no, do. Because you still a set up on yourself. And the big shot, when in the background, we are lay out these plans, you know, them still not mean and not good. Because it feel good for have $1 million or $2 million, but how long it lasts, really. And if you're not, you know, getting a problem because of how you attain it, you know what I mean? Then, you know, you ask yourself, what? You know what I mean? So that's knowledge my people want. You can't up their country and have land and talk about you broke. When you can just go dig up in the dirt and manifest all kind of glorious things. That's why I say all country people are wealthy people. You know that? Our country people, when them hungry, them not talk about money. Country people not need money until Babylon change up the area. So them a regularize the area. Now them a tell the country people for pay all kind of bills. And the politician not pay none. Must be mad. Time will come when my people are going to truly discover themselves. And when a Pan-African come like Chief Curry bring a entourage, a gay African, and wear all kind of tiger and leopard stripe, naked. Them don't even have no facial hair on them thing there. Them not have no interest in being masculine. And at them kind of people, yeah, our people celebrate. Woman go crazy over the sissy curry. And him don't even have no interest. And my people now ask some question, what go on there? Then if curry fishy, then I want go on in a parliament. You get me? Because curry them spoil up the maroon and the maroon community. Right now. Because nobody can't talk, you know. And then you have all kind of entertainer where ones and ones rate is a part of that. Them thing interesting, but it's scary too. Because now you don't know who to trust. And you don't hear the Mutabaruka them lick out on these things. Because I feel name a calling it too. You understand? Them more tell you, don't listen to social media. Social media is this or that. But when Uno run social media, it was okay. With no nonsense. This is why a lot of them love take African trip. Because we there, so we don't know nothing about Africa. We don't know what go on in Africa when them go down there. We just hear say, them kind of go on with themselves down there. Do the things them what they are not permitted to do in these kind of society around here. So these people never impress me. I just not try getting a people business, but I like when them own people fall out for whatever reason, them not share the money right, them push him out of the money part. Some man just start talk. We don't mind that. We appreciate that. You know, it confirm a lot of speculations that's been out there. And I hear L.A. Lewis say, boy, the foreign man, them this give Steve Curry 500 gun. And Steve Curry gay says a 500 gay man that up in a maroon town. And him said the government of Jamaica know about it too. So all of them things are some interesting allegation and accusation in the people, where the international community have to naturally scrutinize whether them like it or not. Because obviously, if them are say the brethren named Jars Corros, this Jewish co-czars, because them are not really Khazars, them like for change. Co-czars, these Jewish people. If him come and give them money, and then go to the university go give you money, that means, you know, the international community can look and say, yeah, man, now them foreign money, you know, a medal for create, you know, the destabilization of this area. And because of money, yeah, you can't, listen, you can't fight war without money. And war are expensive thing. And when war a fight, the people them will make guns, bullets, armaments, these are the people who benefit. So ask yourself again this question. Who are these people? What are their interests? These foreign people with foreign investment. We have to reject, you know, some of these ones out there naturally. We can't accept nobody where Babylonian society present. We don't want none of them. Once them get mainstream, we have to start discard them, literally, until them a demonstrate, say, you know, them straight. Them have to demonstrate that they are straight. The much twisted people out there. And these twisted people, you know, twist up everything, create confusion, conflict, controversy, and chaos. Now, people don't want truth. I not trust the university and the people that will come from it until them demonstrate, say, you know, them straight. That me I talk about. And when them straight, them I deal with upfulness. I can't talk about your lifestyle. Because that's none of my business. Me I talk about the conduct we want to push out there where either it's righteous or it's unrighteous. Either it's upful or it's not. And the bad man know he's doing bad. The man where I do wrong, trust me, he know him I do wrong. Some of them can't help themselves. Some of them are just the pay what them I get. So them just continue doing the wrong. But that no means good now out there and right is not in order. With the man. And are the ones them where purport themselves to be. Where look, you know, highlight or limelight. You have some people where them used to sing song. And when them can't sing song no more or that flop, you see them jumping at something else. We don't have interest in them kind of opportunists there. Especially when them out here try, you know, make profit or gain at other people's expense. Some man already rich because sell out on a soul to the foreign entities long time. And then they come now and act like, oh, we never do this or we never. What kind of money you not spend? Which one of the 95 you go work for it? Or is it a contract you sign for a lot of garbage? Because entertainment is just that. Garbage out there. Because the entertainment is not educating. Think about it now, man. If I'm wrong. Correct me. So I can really get it right. But I mean, you can't come in front about you as some entertainer and want any kind of validity when it comes on to certain kind of information or stance or advocacy. Want to spoil everything because I move from a place where I don't have no knowledge, because I don't even know myself. I'm still calling myself African when I live and exist in America. When it's just a part of the agenda, but it's unknown to you. Because when you're a pawn, you know, you're not going to know, say, boy, you're expendable. You have to really rise to the occasion to transcend yourself, to become more than that pawn. But our people don't know that. Nobody not teach we chess. You understand? And teach with checkers and call it draft. And when them do start teach with chess, it's just a sport. Them now tell us that this is what life is. No different from Monopoly. Them give it to us like, oh, it's just a sport. When them, practice it in reality. So my people, know say African and American are two separate and distinct things. Put them together, it's paradoxical. Simple. And them like when we're dumb. Them like when them can call with dunce. That they love that. You know what I mean? What disappoint them is when we prove them wrong. Make we start do that now. Make we prove them wrong, man. Because the bad people are gonna always stay bad. Them are gonna always be bad. Them can't do nothing but be what they is, bad. But you have the good people where because them good, them is afraid. So them about to demonstrate the good. Them must say, watch, you are bad in a style. So make with us be bad. And think they will spoil you, man. The good people stand up, man. Good people can't go hide and not talk about them. Good. Because if you're good and sit and watch bad people perpetuate bad and you as the good and say, yo, stop. If you even that. You're afraid, and them bad on you, and them, but you have to, if it's even for us, yeah, I want to stop now, yeah. That's all I can say, because I mean, about like, but I want to stop. We have to choose to do that. And when enough people start to do that, then you're going to find so the bad people, them are going to separate from you are good, and the bad people are going to easily identify, because them are going to be in one location now. Them are going to have to group themselves together. But good over evil, we choose good, and we still love over hate, and we choose love, and we comprehend the loss where they're out there, we comprehend the misguided love. Yeah, man. So again, my people, step by step, the brave may fall, but never yield. And we say bold and brave, firm and strong. It's never what you think it is out there. Yeah, man. So we have to stay resolute in this pursuit. And when you have what we call the free expression, then we just protect it, preserve it, take care of it. And make knowledge, yeah, man, and truth be our compass and guide. Yeah, man, and make we learn to be even more, humble exercise, a tap more humility. That's it. Got truth out there, And whole heap of good out there too. Yeah, man. But true, is a Luciferian society, then they're going to highlight the Luciferian activity. And that going to seem popular. Yeah, man, but the good remain good, just like the truth remain truth. Complete respect out there, people. Me always will light a fire upon the people them where I come with the Moorish doctrine. Only through it now have no origin here. And it's a part of the synagogue of Satan's hidden agenda. You know what I mean? For continually spoil us as a people here. We can't call for unification without correct information. If you don't know, you cannot relate. Again, if you do not know, you just don't know. So how can you relate? This is why we salute the free thinkers. Not some people we are come with some, this are where them man there around there so say, oh, which man them? You know, say some big sissy them there. Oh, now get tricked by some sissy with tall hair. Oh, now deal with. How long man a burn them fire there and not miss it. I go on like you know excuse these things. And righteousness can govern the earth. So any guy with unrighteous know them can't stand up by ya. Them would just pass through for a while and then them crash and burn like all the others. It's only righteousness can stand. It's only truth stand the test of time. The sad thing is, lie is that adversary from that time. Rise up, people. Yeah, man. Great uprising for us. Great uprising for us. Philosophical reasoning. Yeah, so you get it. You know, if you're going to them Babylonian university, or you just might come out a sissy. You hear that? Yeah, man. To the radical warrior them, what step through and step away unscathed. We salute those ones out there. Both man and woman, because we have some radical woman where them couldn't put on a white pearl around their neck. And them woman are proper bright. Tell you quick, I'm no slave. Which who can then be mad? Quick, quick, quick. And them people that we salute and give honor to. Not no entertainer. When we talk about entertainer, is to be entertained. When we hear certain truth, is only entertainment, irrespective of what the words are said. It's no different from watching a movie. It's entertainment. Then when you go watch a shoot them up movie, then where you say, as you done watch a movie, you just want to go shoot them up? No such thing. Garbage. All of them things are distraction. For them impose all kind of restriction on the man to enslave the man. Open on the eyes, people, and look within the mind. Now it's time. Now it's time. Anyway, then I 1 hour mark, so we can truly say give thanks and praise to the mystic laws of the universe and its protective functions and forces in nature that guide our thoughts and our path in all ways that are lawful, correct, and positive. To the Most High, Creator of nature, glory, honor, and praise. To the Most High, Creator of nature, glory, honor, and praise. Salute, free people. What time I want to beat some tune in about, I don't know where I go on YouTube, we tear up this thing. Yeah, man. So we just bring the information and keep it simple, you know.